Hello, I would like to welcome you to the Laramy-K Optician Works Training Center, where today we are going to continue our series on dispensing. And we are going to pick up right where we left off, over at the frame board. But surprise today, grab a piece of paper and a pen because we're going to start off with a pop quiz. In a busy optical shop with well-maintained frame boards, how many special orders should an optician have per month? Special order means a change of size, a change of color, or hunting for that perfect shape. Answer A, 0, B, 1 to 3, C, 4 to 6, D, unlimited for customer satisfaction. All right, do you have your answer written down? Good, you can set that aside for a few minutes and we'll get to the answer in part 2. I just realized that while I am waiting for Kansi, the customer, to arrive, I can take care of a little housekeeping first. I know that I promised baby steps here, and I really am doing the best I can, but they always seem to grow a little bit when I start working on them. Please do keep in mind that the first couple in this series really are for the newbies out there. Subjects like what we're going to cover today. If you work in a busy store and you've been doing this for even like 6 months, you probably kind of already have this down. But I sure hope that you take something new away from this. Now, since we started this series on dispensing, I have been getting a steady trickle of emails asking me, what should I say when? What should I do when? And I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work that way. I am providing you with the tools to build your own presentation skill set. Every store has a personality. Every optician should have a unique personality. I can't tell you specifically how to act, behave, or exactly what to say for any given situation. Last thing, and the perfect segue to today's topic. Remember that here at Optician Works, our definition of an optician is you are a salesperson with a unique skill set and knowledge base that allows you to sell a specialty product. And here at the perfect moment is Kansi, the customer, so that we can, well, talk about exactly that. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Excellent. You may remember what Jackie Koneman, the frame rep, had to say about sales and frames.
So you want to be that person who goes out to the supermarket wearing some funky frames and people saying, oh, where do you get those frames? Well, matter of fact, here's my business card.
So that is what you want to happen. To reinforce this, let's do a little demonstration on what you don't want to have happen. I'm in line at the supermarket and I'm about to pay the cashier and this happens.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you tell me where you got your glasses?
I may have their card. Would you like it?
No, they're horrible.
Our goal here is pretty straightforward. Our goal is to have Kansi choose between 1 and 5 frames that we're going to bring over to the dispensing table and make our final choice. Now, this is a training center. This is not an actual optical shop. We've got all of 30 frames on the board. And you may have noticed we have a mirror now. Very proud of that. Very, very nice mirror there. Realize we didn't have one of those before. Now in your store, you're going to have 300, 400, 800 frames to choose from. We only got 30. So to save time, and because we only have 30 to choose from, we're going to have to pretend a little bit here. The exchange that we're about to have should be very rapid. I am literally talking about a second, 2 seconds. We're certainly not talking about seconds or minutes here. That would be an extremely awkward relationship with you and your customer. This is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have those glasses off. You can hold them if you want. You're going to choose a frame. Okay. You're going to put them on. You're going to look at yourself in our mirror. And then you are going to turn to the optician and you're going to want my opinion on it.
What do you think?
What do I think? Exactly what's going to happen. And you have to be ready. You have got to practice this. You have to role play this. You have to do this a whole lot. Work with your other coworkers and watch what they do. Listen to what they say, because that's what we're going to run through next to help you start building this skill set. This is about fashion. This is about symmetry. This is about color. This is about spatial awareness. Now, it's quite possible, Kansi wears frames really well, that I'm going to love it. And I'm going to say that and listen to the language, rehearse this, think about it. I love that one. Wow, I really like that one. That's good. Looks fantastic. I'm honest. I like it. It's a great frame. Why don't we set that one aside? Right, give that to me. Take it, set it down on the dispensing table. And I say, well, let me throw you a little bit of a curve here. Let's try this one instead. And almost the opposite of that one that we just had on. Mirror. All right. I'm going to defend what I'm saying. I don't like the way this looks on her. Language. You must have the confidence to say these things, and you must have that confidence because you believe it, you feel it, you practice this, you're good at it. I don't know, it's a little bit light. I think it's a little dark. It kind of makes you look, I don't know, sad, maybe. It's too big. I'm sorry, it's just too small. It looks like it's kind of sharp with your face. I'm not sure I like it that much that way. It's too wide. Oh, it's a little bit too narrow. It's kind of pinched on your face. That wouldn't be a good thing. It looks heavy because of that way that, it's so dark. I'm not really sure I like that one. I think it's actually a little too round. I know we were going for that round look, but maybe it's a little over the top. It's actually a little too square, I think. Maybe we need to go a little bit more to a modified rectangle. Might look a little bit better. The way it follows your eyebrows, because of the shape of the frame, it kind of makes you look like you're scowling. I don't think that's a good choice. It's not really a very good fit on your nose. I don't think you can be happy with that one. And like we talked about last time, of course, I always can say that's not going to be good with the powers that you have. Listen, rewind if you need to, role play, practice, practice, practice. I would expect if you are a newbie, starting out busy store, as I mentioned in the opening section, probably about 6 months before you really feel comfortable, and you're doing this all the time. One last little piece. Don't be a Rochelle. Rochelle was a gal I worked with for years. She was practically good for a special order a day. Not a good thing, guys. It's wasteful. It's lazy. It shows a gross lack of confidence in your own abilities and your own store's choice of the frames you have on your board. It's a way of avoiding work. If you have a habitual Rochelle doing special orders, a lot of people there worked part-time, it was a way of, passing the buck, really. Why is it wasteful to do a lot of special orders? Well, you have to either spend time on the computer or you have to call the frame company to order that other frame in for patient approval. That's ×2 because you're on one end and a frame rep at the company is on the other. It's extremely not green and not climate friendly. You're creating an extra box, the paperwork that goes with it, all that packaging that's inside. Shipping costs. Somebody has to pay for that frame to be sent from the frame company to your store. You have the time of opening up that package, sorting it, filing that paperwork, calling the customer. And here is Rochelle sitting at the dispensing table, scrolling through pages of frame catalogs, while over her right shoulder are 400 beautiful women's frames that she helped choose and put on the board. Really stop and think about it, guys. Really stop and think that this is happening in your store. You should be able to find a great fit, great color, great shape, great size 99.9% of the time. So let's say the best case scenario, you call up, it comes in, you call up the customer, they come back in and they like it. Maybe 40% of the time, maybe. No matter how you look at it, you lowered the profit of the store, whether it be yours or someone else's. You had to call, you have waste, you have shipping costs. When you had a frame that was already on the board ready to sell, could have had that money in the till earning interest in the bank. You lost money. So in answer to our pop quiz, how many special orders should an optician have in a month? 0. Answer A. In a year, a great optician, probably 3 to 4 completely legitimate special orders. Honestly, if somebody was right on the edge, 52, 54, 54 is going to be that little bit better fit. It is kind of a special order. I'm going to call and order it and have to wait for it to come in, but I have the money for it. I did actually sell the frame in that color and shape and model number and everything off the frame board. I'm just tweaking it a little bit. Let's say they did say, I'd like the light brown instead of the dark brown. Okay, legitimate. I've got the money. Go ahead and do it. Maybe 3, 4 times a year is realistic. Worst case scenario, they don't like it. Well, you already lost money. Now you're losing even more money. Postage alone. $387, that's first class postage, I think for 5 ounces. I forget what I looked up. Times 2, you need to get it to you, and then you don't like it, so you're going to send it back. Just once every other week through the year. With 1 Rochelle, $193, $200. Thank you so much for watching. If you are watching me on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Watching us on Facebook, please give us a like and leave a comment. Make sure that every lens that goes into that perfect frame that you help your customer find comes from Laramy-K. And I will see you again next week. Busy frame shop.